Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. And our first one comes from Ashley Catum. Am I the beehole for kicking my daughter-in-law out on New Year's Eve for calling me mom? I have two. My eldest son and his wife is called Ed and Edna, and my youngest son and his wife is called Sam and Cat. Seriously, we're doing that Nickelodeon show? Okay. Context: I have known Edna for her whole life. When she was 7, her mom got diagnosed with cancer, so I started to help out with raising her. Her and Ed were best friends, so it was easy. When she was 10, her mom passed away, so I took over all the duties of raising a daughter. She started to date my son in college, and they got married later on. I genuinely look at her as my daughter, because I basically raised her, and her dad drank himself to death when she was 19, with my family. Like she would spend all the holidays, like school breaks, and go with us to holidays, etc., etc. When they got married, they bought the house, 4 houses down, and have been living there. Now, Kat is very sweet. She can cook well, and we bond in the kitchen, and we get along great. But I really don't like being called mom by her. I don't know why, but I just don't. I don't like it when people or other children call me auntie or nicknames, etc. I don't mind Edna calling me mom because I felt like I raised her and earned that title. I have talked to her and my son many times about this. It makes me uncomfortable, and she says it shouldn't. That it's awkward for her to call me by my first name. This New Year's dinner, she made it a point to call me mom in every sentence, and I was annoyed. I pulled her aside and told her to knock it off, and she said it's not fair that Edna gets to call me mom, but she can't. I told her that I raised Edna, so it makes sense. Edna has no family other than us, but you have a huge family with a mom that loves you very much. She said that she feels like I'm rejecting her from the family, and I told her if after all I've done for you, and this is the thing that makes you feel isolated, then you need help to be grateful. For context, among many other things, I paid for half of her college loans and helped her pay for the house they live in. She said that I'm a B, and Edna can be my favorite daughter-in-law, and it's creepy that I will babysit pups and not my grandchildren's, because she and Sam won't ever come back. I told her to get out and being a brat somewhere else. Sam got involved and dragged Kat away. Kat lives 6 hours away and can't drive well, and they don't have a huge guest bed for me to stay the night. I pay 25% in childcare though. E and I have spa days once a month, a tradition since she was a teen. So when Kat comes, we all go in for a spa trip, and I always pay. Sam sent me a text asking me to apologize because it's such a small thing, and that Kat is serious about her threat. I left him on red because I didn't think I need to apologize. Even my grandchildren call me by my name. They rarely call me grandma, and they like calling me by my name. Actually, Edna doesn't call me mom often. She does sometimes, but she always uses my name because she knows I'm comfortable with it. If Kat called me mom, I don't mind. It's just every single sentence that's directed to me ends or starts with mom, and I feel so uncomfortable. Am I the beehole? Hi, OP. I'm gonna say you're not the beehole. I might have said everyone's the beehole, but now that I think about it, I wouldn't call, my mother-in-law mom. I'd call her by her name, so that makes sense to me. And I get why the girl who you raised, who's not your daughter by blood, but you raised her, why you're fine with her calling her mom, because with her calling you mom, because you raised her like your own. And I do think it's disrespectful that she won't respect your boundaries from calling you mom when you told her that you don't like that and it makes you feel uncomfortable. She's trying to push herself on you, and you shouldn't have to deal with that. When someone sets a boundary, someone should respect that boundary. I also don't think you need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't rude to her. You didn't snap at her. You let her know, please don't call me by that. Call me by my name. And she should have respected, like you said, your boundaries. So, OP, I do hope you find a way to sit down with her and talk this out because, it. This is this could I feel like this could easily be resolved if you just talk to her. Because, yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this because it's kind of sad you guys are fighting over this. Just talk. Just talk. And no, don't apologize because it was a boundary you set and she broke it. And she knew she was breaking it and she did it on purpose. And our next one comes from Spoiled Neff Throwaway. Am I the beehole for creating a rule that when I host an event for the family, my sister's son is not allowed to come? I treat my family to dinners out and other events fairly often. My sister, Charlotte, recently moved closer to me and our parents. Before then, I only saw her and my nephew Leo for holidays. I invited Charlotte on a family dinner out, and it was an absolute disaster because of Leo. Charlotte called me while she was driving to the restaurant. I could hear Leo yelling in the background. Charlotte asked Leo to wait a few minutes until she was done calling me, and then she would give Leo her phone. She wasn't doing anything to actually discipline Leo. My nephew's behavior was no better inside the restaurant. Leo is 8, and yet he was acting like some kind of 2-year-old. He was jumping up and down in the booths, yelling to get Charlotte's attention. He even threw bread at another patron's service dog. My dad took away the bread after Leo ignored the first warning, and Leo threw a tantrum. People were staring at us, and I would have been too. Leo's behavior was completely unacceptable. While all of this was happening, Charlotte just said things like, "Oh, Leo, you can play on my phone," and that wasn't doing anything to actually discipline my nephew. While we were outside, leaving, and Leo was with his grandparents out of earshot, I told Charlotte that this could never happen again. I told Charlotte that she needs to get Leo under control, and until she does, he is not welcome at any events in public that I host for the family. Charlotte said I was a horrible person for excluding a child, and to think about how I would feel if, as an 8-year-old, to know I wasn't welcome at family gatherings. If Charlotte doesn't want to hurt Leo's feelings, then she cannot mention the family events I host or actually do something to discipline Leo. Our parents understandably asked not to get involved in our disagreement. Friends are divided because some are saying Leo shouldn't even be in restaurants until Charlotte gets him under control, and others claim what I described Leo doing was normal kid behavior. Am I the beehole? Hello, OP. I'm gonna say you're not the beehole. Charlotte is the beehole. I agree with you. She needs to discipline her child. So many parents are like that. Maybe it's different from when I was growing up. My parents had me on my P's and my Q's, and if I pulled that crap that he pulled in the restaurant, I would have gotten my butt whipped when we got home. So I knew how to behave. My brother and my sister also knew how to behave because my parents disciplined us, set boundaries, and taught us how to act in public. I believe parents nowadays are too, what's the word? Soft. Yes, soft. Discipline your children. It looks bad as a parent with your child running around, screeching in the restaurant, throwing things. And I agree with you, OP. If she can't get her crap together and watch her child, I wouldn't invite her to anything either because this is embarrassing. This is kind of like when someone mistreats a waiter or something like that. It's embarrassing and you don't want to be around that person because everyone that's looking at you lumps you in with them. And it makes you look bad and feel bad. No one wants to stand out in that way. So yeah, OP, I agree with you. I wouldn't invite them anywhere until they learn how to be parents, raise their child, / discipline their child. So no, OP, you are not the beehole. And our next one comes from Throw RA Kiri Kyle, 11-5. Am I the beehole for keeping my engagement a secret until my friend's wedding? My 24-year-old female fiance, a 25-year-old male, proposed to me on Christmas Eve 2023. We have a maternity shoot coming up in a few weeks from now, and we decided it would be cute to have some official engagement photos taken as a part of the shoot, which we would then use to announce our engagement on social media. Of course, we still told our closest family and a couple of our close friends. We were on holiday when we got engaged and only came home a couple days before the wedding, so we didn't run into anyone we knew in person who would have seen the ring and asked about it. The first time we met up with everyone since we got back was at the wedding of a childhood family friend. She is not one of the people who was aware of my engagement, and a majority of the guests were family members and friends I had known for a long time. But we were not in an inner circle of people we had told, so whenever I went up to chat with them, they would notice the ring and congratulate me and my fiancé on our engagement. One friend of ours made a small scene and told all of our friends in the vicinity. There were about 5 to 6 people, and they all circled around me to look at the ring and congratulate me. At this point, I felt pretty bad that the attention wasn't on the bride, so once that group cleared up, I took off the ring and placed it in my clutch for the rest of the night, but by then, the damage was done, and the word had spread, and for the rest of the night, I had people coming up to me and congratulating me. By the time I got to the bride to congratulate her and celebrate her marriage with her, she was really upset with me, basically telling me that it was so selfish of me to flaunt my engagement at her wedding. And she accused me of purposely taking the limelight off of her. She thought I had purposely kept my engagement secret for the sole purpose of revealing it at her wedding, and accused me of being a liar when I explained myself. I understand I probably should have never worn the ring there in the first place, but I had it on for a week, so it didn't even cross my mind to take it off until it was too late. So, am I the beehole? Hello, OP. No, you are not the beehole. Why does everyone get so stupid and paranoid at weddings? And I'm so sick of this narcissism and everyone wanting to be the main character. You wore your ring to a wedding, and like you said, you've worn it for a week, so yeah, you've gotten used to it and it blended in. And who the hell is she to make you wanna, like, of course you're gonna wear your engagement ring. I would. OP, you are not the beehole. The bride needs to get over it. Really? You're gonna throw a fit over someone congratulating you? You mean people are not gonna pay attention? You think people are not gonna pay attention to you on your wedding day? Of course they're gonna pay attention to you, but people are gonna break off into small groups and talk to everyone and catch up. And yeah, they're gonna notice an engagement ring and celebrate and congratulate you. OP, and I also think you shouldn't have even taken off your ring when people saw it. Again, what this main character crap right here. Oh, you planned this. You've been planning for years to screw me over my wedding by wearing your engagement ring. No. This is nonsense. OP, keep your ring on and be happy, and congratulations on getting married, OP. I am happy for you. And that bride needs to get over herself. OP, not the beehole. And our final one comes from Agile Satisfaction 75. Am I the beehole for telling my daughter-in-law she eats much more than me, so of course she's bigger? I'm so tired. My son and my daughter-in-law are staying with me to save money. I cook and we always have a serve yourself policy. The thing is, she will eat a lot more than me. For example, I made chicken. I would only eat one chicken breast, she would have three. Basically, she eats a lot more than me, and I don't substitute lower calorie stuff. I'm not going to use skim milk instead of cream, for example. She is overweight and has been going on about how it doesn't make sense that I'm much smaller. I asked if she was joking, and she confirmed that she didn't understand why she's gaining weight. I told her that she eats a lot more than me, so of course she's bigger, and started an argument about how I'm shaming her and not being a good host. My son wants me to apologize, but I find it ridiculous, and this is just common sense. OP, you are not the beehole. Some people need that shock to their system to wake up and get themselves under control. She ate 3 chicken breasts? How old is she? I don't. Did it say in the story how old she was? No, but she's married. I'm I'm older and I can't eat that much nowadays. When I was a kid, I could. Heck, when I was a kid, I could put down 6 slices of pizza, and that tells you I was a big boy. And now, lately, I've slimmed down, and that's because I've monitored my food intake and I work out every day. So of course she's gonna get bigger when she does nothing and eats more calories than she burns off. And people like that, it's annoying when you have to dance around someone like that, because if you tell them you're gonna hurt their feelings, that's fine. Hurt their feelings, because I'd rather have them alive with hurt feelings than dead with nothing. And that's how it works in my family. We'll tell each other, hey, you're getting bigger, and that ropes you back in, gets you back under control, so you can get your body weight back under control. So I don't know what her goal was, trying to be like, oh, I don't know what happened. I just keep eating and I keep getting bigger. I wonder why. And OP, no, you shouldn't have to compromise your food. She should. The thing is, you can lose weight easily and still eat like crap. You just have to eat less calories. So she could still eat what she wants. She just needs smaller portions. But the problem is mentally, because it took me a while to get myself under control, because it's all mental. You can go get the surgery, the lap band, all that nonsense, lose the weight, and you'll gain it back if you haven't, got yourself under control mentally. So maybe I kind of wandered off on this one because, because I had to go through this stuff too. But no, OP, you are not the beehole. She needs someone to tell her, hey, you're getting bigger. This isn't good for you. And I believe you did it well. You didn't, call her fat or anything like that. So OP, yeah, not the beehole. She needs to get herself under control though. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.